Thank you, members and staff of the National Coalition Against Censorship. It is a wonderful honor for me to be here today to accept this freedom of expression. I have to say that I was truly humbled when Joy Garnett contacted me to inform me that I had been selected to receive an award related to the circumstances and controversy surrounding the creation and installation of my sculpture, Stand Tall, Stand Loud. I know that the public awareness and the supportive response generated by Stand Tall, Stand Loud was due to decisions and actions taken by several individuals equally as passionate as I about the right to exercise our First Amendment. I would like to take this time to acknowledge their contributions. Excuse me. The opportunity that allowed me to create Stand Tall, Stand Loud would never have come to being had I not been nominated as a candidate for consideration into the Art Students League Model to Monument Sculptural Program. I extend an immense gratitude to a brilliant artist, instructor, mentor, and friend, Deborah Winiarski, for making that recommendation. Deborah, I thank you for your consistent belief you have shown in me and in my work, and for your constant reminder and relentless insistence that the execution of my art, and that's art with a capital A, always be a true expression of my voice, one without compromise. Thank you. I would like to thank the West Side Community Board number 7 and give a special thanks to Carol Tannenhauser, writer for the West Side Rag, for taking the initiative as the first person to publish the story of my censorship by the New York City Parks Department. I send a thank you to Jenny Belafonte of the New York Times and Jim Dolan of ABC Eyewitness News for picking up the torch and igniting the consciousness of so many supportive people in New York and the tri-state area. And without saying, my thanks go out to Joy Garnett and the National Coalition Against Censorship for your persistent monitoring and challenging of those who would choose to oppress our precious right to freedom of speech. I send out a big thanks to Hoxo Lee, fabricator and artist, for sharing his studio and his engineering genius in the fabrication of Stand Tall, Stand Loud, and for his consistent pursuit of excellence. And last but not least, I extend a sincere thanks to Norman Siegel for unselfishly stepping up to the plate, confronting the New York Parks Department, and victoriously fighting the good fight in the name of all artists and everyday people who have a song to sing. Thank you, Norman. Recently, a friend asked, how does it feel seeing your sculpture standing in Riverside Park? Well, of course, as an artist, it is nice seeing your work in a public venue. Each time that I've been to see Stand Tall, Stand Loud, the visit has become an added learning experience, and I leave each time with a different feeling. It's a feeling that comes from my observations of individual passers-by and the contemplative expressions on their faces as they appear to study and reflect on the visage in front of them. Watching them take selfies or taking turns along with their friends being photographed in front of Stand Tall, Stand Loud, I'm usually compelled to ask them why. And listening to them express in their own terms how Stand Tall, Stand Loud speaks to their personal beliefs as a voice denouncing hate becomes an affirmation for me. That their responses are so uplifting fulfills my intentions of keeping a much-needed conversation alive. That Stand Tall, Stand Loud has been able to make someone's day change in a meaningful way is a wonderful thing. So I do leave each visit feeling empowered. For those who have not yet seen Stand Tall, Stand Loud, I would like to give a brief description of its core essence and its 5 components. Stand Tall, Stand Loud is an all-out denouncement of hate and an acknowledgement that the fate of a society does in fact rest in the hands of we as citizens in possession of a moral conscience, and that individually and collectively, we are an empowered people who can make a positive difference in our communities and in our world. And there are times when we all must stand tall, we all must stand loud. The noose. The noose contains a globally recognized symbol representing zero tolerance inscribed within its outer form. The noose is the embodiment of all forms of hate found in society. Hatred directed towards the LGBT communities, religious communities, racial communities, ethnic communities. Hatred manifested by corrupt members of police departments and corrupt governments, as well as hatred manifested by schoolyard bullies, and more recently, the venomous hate manifestations of an egocentric wannabe politician. The continued rotation of the noose is a reminder of the ever-present evil existence of hate. The wind turbine. It is the metaphorical heart that drives the engine of justice and governs the moral compass of a just society. The hands, outstretched and beckoning, they are the hands of tolerance and inclusiveness. The torsos represent the intersection of humanity and diversity united against hate. And the quote, "Our lives begin to end the day we are silent about the things that matter," was the last speech delivered by Dr. Martin Luther King on April 3, 1968, in support of the striking sanitation workers at Mason Temple in Memphis, Tennessee, one day before his assassination on April 4th in Atlanta, Georgia. A week from today, on November the 8th, will be a day that matters. It is our opportunity to cast an important vote against hatred. Here now will be the time for us to use our voices in a most meaningful and empowering way. I do hope that indeed on this day, we all stand tall and stand loud. Thank you very much. Thank you.